Hello, my loves, and welcome to Create Your Life. My name is Simone Leah, and I am your host. And I am so excited to be here with you guys today because I want to have a conversation with you guys about the very important topics of VAs and AI. Now, the world is moving forward, and we've all seen the entrepreneurs who are on all of the platforms doing all of the things. And, they might be like me, they might have a podcast or a YouTube channel. Then they're also like breaking up that content, repurposing that content. They've got an email list. They're also seeing clients. They're doing this, they're doing that. They've got a course, all the things, right? How do you even do this? What is the go? And now with the introduction of AI, what does that even mean for the humble VA? I know a lot of us who have been on this journey for a long time, or even just a little while, you will have heard to outsource. And I have outsourced for my entire entrepreneurial career to people in other countries. So I will employ people in, say, the Philippines for what is a lower rate than what I would pay someone in my home country of Australia. But the quality of the work is phenomenal. And I will still, I'll give them bonuses and, I love them. I look after them. I treat them with respect. They're helping me out to fill gaps in my business, or not even necessarily gaps, but they help me to take off some of that pressure on what I'm doing with myself. And I love them and I appreciate them and they love working with me. I look after them. I'm always positive and uplifting with them. And it's a really interesting conversation now to be moving into that world where we've got AI that can do some of those tasks that VAs are already doing. So I really want to talk to you guys about some of the things that VAs are currently doing that AI can do and where that could go for your VA. So there are some things that we were getting VAs to do in the past. So we were getting VAs to do data entry or getting information for us. So if you wanted to, say, release motivational quotes, you'd literally pay your VA to sit down and write 100 quotes for you. This is what we used to do years and years and years ago. You'd get them to write the 100 quotes, then you'd get them to put them into a template, then you'd check the template, and then, you'd post them and, go from there. These days, you can use AI to write the 100 quotes. AI, ChatGPT, can literally find you 100 motivational quotes and the list is already done. So the VA doesn't need to do that anymore. Now you can then export that list and put it straight into Canva. So again, the VA doesn't need to do that anymore either. So we are moving away from the VA doing everything, but it is giving more work to the VA in a more stepped up way. It allows them to have more time and ability to spend on the creative tasks that they're probably more in alignment with anyway, depending on the sort of business you have. But I want people who are really in alignment with what they're doing. They love what they're doing. And something like data entry or finding quotes, they'll do it, but it's probably not setting their soul on fire. So having that opportunity in your business where you can use AI to take away some of those more boring, I'll say boring tasks, is really, really, really great because it is going to give your VAs the opportunity to step up. So what this looks like for me is literally getting AI to literally create my content clips. It's getting AI to do any research on things for me. It's getting AI to do a lot of the heavy lifting, but there's still so much there that I can do. Now, if I was to get AI to write me a Facebook post or an Instagram post, I would still need to go through and check that the same way I would if a VA was to write it, So that's still something that I would do. Now, whether I get a VA to make a content clip or AI to make a content clip, I'm still going to be checking that content clip. So that's also something that still needs to happen. So it's having a look at what in your business can the AI do, and then what freedom does that give your VA? So for me, if your VA was spending 5 hours a week putting together Facebook posts for you and they had to go and find that content, now that they've got the freedom of AI finding that content, that gives them those 5 hours to actually create beautiful graphics and beautiful pictures and beautiful content for you. So it's freeing them up to give you a higher quality of work in your business. And also it's freeing them up to do something that's probably more enjoyable for them. You know, again, it depends on who you hire. Obviously, if you hire someone who's quite analytical, they'd probably prefer that. So when you are looking at bridging and using AI and VAs, you want to really be taking into account what is the skill set for each, okay, and what level of watching needs it, you know. So for example, your VAs can still be doing all of the scheduling tasks. Your VAs can still be doing creative tasks, you know. So you can use your VAs alongside your AI. And you can even use your VAs to do the AI. You can literally find a VA who's been trained in using ChatGPT and AI and say to them, hey, can you please use AI to give me a list of 100 or 200 quotes, you know, or hey, can you please run this video through this software and get it to make it into content clips, you know? And so even just getting them to do those tasks. Now, yes, I will say that when I'm working with VAs, I do have a training library for them. I use Loom to record how I would do tasks so that they can then follow along and do those tasks themselves. So for example, if you're looking at YouTube clips and you're running it, you've got an 8-minute YouTube video and you want to get that cut into little content pieces, you would film the software that you use to do that, and you would film how it does that so that your VA knows what they need to do. So you will do that in a way that means that they can really follow and create something that aligns with you and your brand. Okay. And it's the same thing with, you know, writing the posts, you know. So say you want to cut that content clip into a newsletter and like maybe it was a 3 top tips video, you know. So you want it to cut into those 3 top tips. Again, the AI can do that for you. And then again, you would get that content back in its written form. You would check that content, and then with the newsletter, you just make any edits you need to make, get the VA to schedule the newsletter. With the content of the 3 top tips, get the VA to turn that into a carousel, you know, to turn that into a pretty graphic, you know, or whatever it needs to be. So I think there's so much room here to take the pressure off business owners and entrepreneurs in ways that are going to let you do what you want to do and create the business that you want to create, but still have that support of personal VAs and also AI. And also even just looking at how many platforms you're posting on, you know, do you want to be posting on all these platforms? Is it just literally repurposed content? Because if you only really want to focus on, you know, 1 or 2 platforms, which is totally fine, but you can repurpose that content to other platforms with no effort from you, then potentially get the VA to post it on those other platforms or schedule it onto those other platforms so that you don't have to do it, because you've done the posts once, you've worked with the VA to create those posts. But if you want to still have those posts going live on other channels, but they're not your channels of focus, but you still want to be building a presence on there, get the VA to be the person doing the scheduling on that so your energy's not going there. You know, get the VA to just streamline your processes a little bit. And I manage my VAs very simply. I use Google Documents, I use Google Drive, I use Loom videos. You know, I don't use things like Slack or anything like that. I'm super chill. I like spreadsheets. They're easy for me to read. You can use things like Slack and other programs to make it visually pleasing for you and for them, if that works for you. For me, what I've always found is using the Google Documents and Loom, that's what works for me, and that's the people that I align with, the people who are able to do those processes as well, because that's what aligns with me. So even finding the right VA who can fit into your system so that you're not overcomplicating it for yourself or them is so powerful, and such a key tip there, guys. I really thought this was an important conversation to have, because there are so many entrepreneurs out there who are suffering from overwhelm. They're just spinning the wheels, and they feel like they're getting nowhere. So I wanted to share this with you guys today so that you can get some ideas of what VAs can do and what AI can do. Like AI can literally do just about anything these days, but you still need to have that human interaction checking over that and approving that. And if you can allow your VA to help you in those processes to take the pressure off you, that's going to really be phenomenal and revolutionize your time and your business. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode today. I hope it's just given you a bit of an idea of where you can start with incorporating VAs and AI into your business. And yeah, if you liked this episode, please leave me a comment below, send me a message, leave me a review on the podcast. I would love to hear from you guys. I love connecting with you guys. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this one and I look forward to connecting with you again soon.